This offseason is a little tricky. Due to there being no fans at the games this season, everyone is hurting financially, except for maybe Tampa and Oakland. The Cardinals appear to be hurting pretty badly. Yadier Molina, Adam Wainwright, Matt Wieters, and Brad Miller have all hit free agency. The Cardinals front office also decided to decline Colton Wong's 2021 option as well, making him a free agent. And it seems like more than just us fans are worried about some of those guys not making it back to St. Louis.
Both Yadier Molina and Adam Wainwright are both now free agents. I have touched base with both their agents going prior to this, and obviously, it's going to be continued dialogue to see if there's a way to retain both of them or one of them as the offseason unfolds. But talking about the offseason, it's really difficult to plan when you have a lot of uncertainties. And right now, we don't know what our revenues are going to look like next year. We don't understand what attendance will look like next year. Candidly, we don't even know exactly what the rules might be for next year.
The front office probably wouldn't feel nearly as much pressure to bring back Molina or Wainwright had they not let the greatest hitter in franchise history walk not even a decade ago. Part of me thinks it would be a good business decision to let Wainwright and Molina go. But at the same time, they would also be burning their fans, their consumers, in the exact same way 9 years later. The Cardinals can still be competitive if all those guys sign with different teams. Edman can step in at second base for Wong. Andrew Knizner is not Yadier Molina, but has shown that he is at least decent in all aspects of the game and does a great job keeping balls from getting behind him. The Cardinals have no shortage of pitchers that could successfully take over Wainwright's spot in the rotation, and Edmundo Sosa could come up and take Brad Miller's spot as infield depth. But that leaves them with above-average pitching, above-average defense, and questionable hitting for the third year in a row. The very least they could do to help themselves is bring back Brad Miller. I don't know what they should do, or what they're able to do under their financial restraints. I also don't think the front office knows how much they'll be able to spend until they know how many fans are allowed to attend games next year. I do know that I want them to bring back Molina, Wainwright, Wong, and Miller, but I'm willing to bet that does not happen. With 3 spots open on the 40-man roster, the Cardinals could just bring back Yadi, Waino, and one other player. However, there's a couple of players that are eligible for the Rule 5 draft that might need protecting. Ivan Herrera, Angel Rendon, Kramer Robinson, Evan Mendoza, and Delvin Perez are all up for grabs if they aren't added to the 40-man roster. There's not a great chance that Robertson or Perez are going to be claimed. Herrera hasn't played past Double-A, but is the Cardinals' number 4 prospect, and a team like the Pirates, who are in the middle of rebuilding and don't have any notable catching prospects, may be inclined to take such a promising player. Rendon and Mendoza are far more likely to be taken being Triple-A ball players. Rendon has been a stud starting pitcher throughout his minor league career, and Mendoza has been a great infielder until 2019, as he was injured for a majority of the season. However, his previous success, combined with the loss of Wong, Miller, and Max Schrock, has increased his value in the Cardinals organization in terms of infield depth. This creates an issue with the 40-man. Either Molina and Wainwright don't come back to protect prospects, the Cards risk losing those prospects, or they keep both, which would require the release or trade of a few players. But trades are their own video. For this video, I'm going to look at possible free agent options, all of which come with the assumption that there won't be any stadium capacity restrictions next year. The return of Molina, Wainwright, and possibly Wong would be great, but it wouldn't fix the lack of offense this team experienced again this year, especially in the outfield. It would also further limit how much they could spend on a free agent, and they would still need to make room on the 40-man if they did sign someone. The only guy in the market that hits well, could be cheap, and could possibly play the outfield if the DH doesn't return, would also be a gamble. Yoenis Cespedes. Cespedes just turned 35 years old and hasn't played a full season since 2016. But when he's right and healthy, he's dangerous. Even if we just look at the injury-plagued years with the Mets, his slash line is on par with Paul Goldschmidt's with the Cardinals. One free agent that fits the mold of a typical Cardinal move is Mitch Moreland. Moreland is primarily a first baseman and a DH. According to Baseball Reference, he's a right fielder as well, but he hasn't played in the outfield since 2014, so I wouldn't count on that. Moreland started 2020 with the Red Sox before being traded to the Padres. His numbers weren't as good after the trade, which could help further drive down his price, but he's got some decent power and could serve as the coveted left-handed bat off the bench. The only issue I have with signing Moreland is Brad Miller would provide the same level of productivity with far more defensive versatility. Miller may not hit as many home runs as Moreland, but he's still a left-handed bat. I do feel George Springer would be the most helpful piece they could pick up right now. He's guaranteed to at least put up Tyler O'Neill's current career stats every season. He'll cost quite a bit, but being 30 years old, he won't be receiving a contract quite as heavy as Bryce Harper or Mookie Betts. He will also come at the expense of a first-round pick due to Houston's qualifying offer. I don't see Springer becoming a Cardinal, though. In fact, I could see St. Louis signing Marcell Ozuna before Springer. Ozuna, being even older and far more expensive than when the Cardinals had him previously, seems to be the ideal time to throw a bunch of money and years his way. Regardless of whether or not the Cardinals royalty makes its way back for 2021, there is one free agent that I feel would benefit the Cardinals both financially and from a performance standpoint. Ha-Seong Kim. If you haven't heard of him, he is a towering 5'9" shortstop in the KBO that can absolutely rake. He's averaged 30 doubles, 20 homers, and 20 stolen bases a year, and in 2020 he walked 75 times and only struck out 68. Kim's offense will probably take a dip should he sign with a major league ball club, but that doesn't mean he won't improve, because Kim just turned 25. Younger than all these guys, and he's also a stud at shortstop. Being as young as he is, as talented as he is, and as inexpensive as he's predicted to be, per MLB trade rumors, he could really help a struggling Cardinal offense find itself. Couple that with a trade for a proven big bat, and they could be in business. There are plenty of variations in which the Cardinals bring back certain guys and not others, but all of them feel like they have their hands tied with limited roster flexibility and even more limited payroll. This leads me to believe some Cardinals will be traded this offseason. But as I said before, that's a whole other video. Thank you for watching, and go Cards.